Hey, thanks for
It's
asking.
almost like we're talking into a void.
Yeah.
We hope there's somebody out there. And
Yeah.
we hope we're being heard and seen. And our producer is
You're
okay.
fine.
She's panning. So, first Wednesday night, Yeet Street After Dark.
Yeah, feels weird.
We made the transition. So, we're pretty happy with that. We also like the earlier time frame.
Yeah.
So, because we know Monty probably couldn't join us because it was past his bedtime.
Yeah.
So maybe Monty can be here now with us.
Yeah.
So this is our first Wednesday night. We got a couple things we're going to talk about. First, I want to bring up the last pitch for our B tier that's going on in Burlington this weekend, the Burlington Crosstown, where you get to play not one, not two, but three of the courses in the Burlington area. You get to play Chimney Hills and Springwood on Saturday. And if that's not enough, you get to play the championship level course, the Regulator, on Sunday with tee times. So if you got nothing to do on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, plans have changed. Maybe mother-in-law got sick; she's not coming in. Join us out in Burlington for the Burlington Crosstown.
Okay.
We're pretty excited.
Yeah.
June 28 and 29 of 2025.
That would be this weekend. So
Lots of 20s there.
producer is awfully chatty
Yes.
on our first YouTube live. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about today. We got first of all, we got two new releases in the shop. One released today, one releases tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We got some other new stuff in the shop. We're going to talk about. I just need to get this off my chest. The last round of the women's USDGC. I need to talk about that. When I was looking at the numbers and I kind of dug in, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was sort of a letdown. The final round was a letdown. Then we're going to do the Discraft Challenge contest between you and I, between you and me, where we get to pick 4 players FPO, 4 players MPO, score points, aggregate, not points, but aggregate total score is calculated, and whoever wins gets something. We haven't decided yet. There is a new Del Taco that opened up in Durham.
Yeah.
So maybe the prize is, a visit to Del Taco. But to recap, the last tournament that we did, you won FPO by about 12-ish strokes, and I crushed you on MPO by like 42
Yeah.
because somebody opted not to have Gannon Buhr
Yeah.
in his 4 disc golfers. So we're going to do that, and then just whatever else comes out of our brains. But first, let's talk about women's USDGC.
Okay.
Now, I want to be upfront and say, probably like you, I did not get to watch the first 3 rounds. Busy, had a flex tournament on Friday to run, had another tournament on Saturday to run. Didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did want to settle in because, again, my girl Kristen, she loves to, start out a little slow, and then she hammers them on the weekend and bounces back and wins everything. So I was looking for her to rally and have a great Sunday, like the Tiger push on Sunday.
Yeah.
But not only did Kristen not give us a good push on the weekend or on the last round, nobody really did.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest letdowns of a major tournament Sunday round that I can remember in recent weeks, but it set up great because we had the lead card, which was a good lead card, and then we had a great chase card. I really thought that the winner was going to come from the chase card. So just to review, the lead round, the leaders after round 3 was Henna Blumroos, Emily Weatherman, who shot the hot round on Friday, Haley King played well over the whole weekend, and then Evelina Salonen, who was the eventual winner. But your chase card, I mean, listen to this. Holland Hanley.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in some Holland Hanley in our FBO picks? Valerie Mandujano.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in some Valerie Mandujano in our FBO picks? Cadence Burge, who's having a great year so far. And then this little unknown player named Kristen Loft.
Yeah.
What a chase card. So I thought we're going to see fireworks. Unfortunately, we didn't see fireworks. But let me go over the good stuff, because there was some good stuff. I don't want to harp on just the bad news. Where's my good stuff? There it is. Evelina, we talked about this last week. Evelina's ace on 16.
Yeah.
287-ish foot ace.
Beautiful shot.
Straight tunnel shot, boom, right in the chains. Very cool. Of the top 8 going into the final round, they did play well enough to still finish in the top 8, with the exception of Henna. Henna ended up dropping down. She went from 1st to 9th. She did not play well, and we're going to talk about that. Cadence Burge had on Sunday, the round of the tournament, she shot a 1,005 rated tournament on Sunday. Very good.
Just the round, not the tournament.
Just the round. Yeah, for her tournament it was 20-ish points above her rating. So for the tournament she did well, but that was the only 1,000 rated round of the weekend. Now, 2 players were 100% in the final round from C1. Actually, was it the tournament? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the final round, not the tournament. Can you guess one of those 2?
Probably not.
I bet you can.
Let's see. Let's go with Valerie.
No,
Oh,
no,
come
no.
on.
Come on, who's your girl?
Owen Scoggins.
Owen Scoggins
Really?
was 100%, and Chantel Budinsky
Budinsky,
was
yeah.
100%.
Okay.
So there was
Yeah,
some
she's
good
starting
there.
to take off.
But now let's go to the bad.
Okay.
First of all, and we talked about this last week, Missy Gannon, Paige Pierce, round 1. I mean, it was, I think Missy ended up +8, Paige ended up +9, and I think Paige's first round was rated something like 923.
Mm-hmm.
So not good. Now they said that there was weather again. I didn't get to see much of it, but still, Evelina went 8 down in the first round. So the scores were the birdies were to be had out there. And then getting into the again, Haley played really well. Cadence played really well, but Haley's drive on 18, I don't know if you saw it, had a wide open field. Again, she can bomb, threw it out of bounds, and she was only down by a stroke to Evelina, and then she had to push on her second shot. That didn't work out. Evelina didn't even have to do anything at the end. She just kind of pitched up, and I think she ended up bogeying because she could just lay up to win it. That's kind of anticlimactic. It doesn't make for an exciting finish. Evelina actually 3-putted inside C1.
I've done that.
So, but you're not on the FPO tour yet.
Yeah. No.
So that was ugly, and even Kristen. And I hate to do this because I'm a big fan, but she had like a 20-foot. It's the one where the pin was kind of like up on a little side hill. She had like a 20-foot putt, completely airmailed it to the right. Didn't even hit any metal. And it's kind of like, what is going on?
I can do that too.
That's well, yeah. I'm a specialist at that. And I think this stat right here kind of encapsulates everything. Henna did better than she normally does in putting. So she normally is so far this year she's been putting at a 51.5% clip. She's 3rd worst in putting, which nobody is surprised because she just has the yips. She actually hit 54.5% of her putts in the final round though.
Hey, that's an improvement.
But here's the thing. She was only 22% C1 in regulation. She usually leads the field, her and Evelina. She was only 39% C2 in regulation. So her putting got a little bit better, driving got worse, and that's pretty much it. Everybody who putted well didn't drive well, and everybody who drove well didn't putt well. The only people that were consistent were Cadence Burge and what's her name? Haley King. Mm-hmm. And again, Haley was doing well up until 18, and then 18 just kind of lost it. Yeah. So here are the putting stats. If you look at just the top 2 cards, top 8 players going into the last round, they normally, on the season, they hit 72% of their putts. In the final round, they hit 69% of their putts. And again, that's not huge. Yeah. But if you take Cadence Burge out of this, Cadence Burge was 8 for 9 in putting in the final round. if you take her out of that, they're down 5.5 percentage points on their overall putting. But here's what's even worse on their overall putting for the final round. Circle 2, the top 8 had 50 Circle 2 putts. Within 2, how many did they hit?
25.
Oh, you way overbid. Our lovely and talented producer would have to bid 1 putt, and she would have won. They hit 7 out of 50
Oh, wow.
Circle 2 putts. And Cadence Burge was 3 for 5. If you took her out, they hit 8.9%. Now, how bad? Now, maybe you all don't know what the actual percentage for Circle 2 puttings and FPO is, but that 8.9%, if that were a person, that would have been 38th in FPO and Circle 2 putting so far this year. And these are the top 8, ostensibly the top 8 players in the world, and they shot 8.9% if you take Cadence Burge's 3 for 5 out of that. That's just, I was watching, matter of fact, I stopped watching after about hole 13 because it didn't look like anybody wanted to win.
Yeah.
I was really upset. So,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a one-off, because again, here's a stat for you. Kristen, she normally putts 76.7%. In that 4th round, she only hit 9 of 14 for 64%.
So let's compare that to like conditions, because it was pretty windy.
It was a little windy,
Who likes putting in the wind?
but
Not me.
But still, Cadence Burge putted in the wind just fine. She only missed 1 putt in Circle 1.
Yeah. Well,
C1X.
what happens when the weather's calm? Is she gonna miss then?
I'm still saying we have outliers that show that
Yeah.
putts could be hit. But you're right. And that's why I think what I was going to sum it up by saying is hopefully this is just a one-off. Bad weather, the first couple rounds, windy on Sunday. So let's just file this away as, boy, this was stinky. I think the official term would be.
But it was, with the outlier, it was evenly applied. I mean, everybody was missing. So here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, putting is too easy. We need smaller baskets. We need all. So this is a counterpoint to that. I mean, granted, it's kind of a one-off, but there was wind. There was all this stuff.
Let's hope it was a one-off. To that point, I think I have, and we may have talked about this already, I think I have a solution for putting being too easy.
What's that?
I think we need more obstacles on the green. I think having, wide open shots. If you look at PGA or LPGA when they're putting, they have undulations. They have, there could be a hole over there, but you have to aim over here because the ball is going to come down a bank or something like that. So why not put more obstacles on the green?
Because then you'd have mozzarella sticks everywhere, and
Or it doesn't have to be
becomes more
artificial.
putt-putt.
It can be just put your baskets in a place where people maybe have to do a straddle, stretch out, Anheuser putt around a tree or something like that.
without being gimmicky.
So yeah, but I think there are things
Yeah.
you can do to make stuff. A lot of people don't like it when there's OB within Circle 1. I think it's great. I think if you're good, then don't throw it in the water, even if it's only 20 feet from the basket.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think there are some things they can do to make it, because the men are just, they crush it, and it's I think the average. Don't take this for relative sense. The average FPO, like in the top 10, is putting around 84%, and on the MPO side, it's 94%. I mean, 94% C1 putting. Nobody is putting 94% on the PGA. Of course, they don't have a C1, so that kind of makes it different. Anyways, so hopefully it's a one-off. Hopefully they're going to return and we're going to see better play, because, again, now the good news is I had some of my Saturday evening freed up because I stopped watching after about 11 holes. But the downside was I wanted to see something exciting, and again, it got a little bit exciting at the end, but Haley kind of...
If nothing
blew
else,
on
it's
the
relatable.
drive. It's very relatable.
Because I've had those rounds where none of my putts go in.
And again, kudos, Cadence Burge, well played. She may be somebody to watch. Maybe somebody that we're going to have to put on our rosters moving forward. So speaking of which, we have the Discraft Challenge coming up, which used to be the Des Moines Challenge. Sorry, Des Moines, you lost.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's not even played in Des Moines. It's played in Indianola, Iowa.
Yeah.
Is that anywhere near where you were?
No.
That's your, okay.
No.
Wrong side of the state?
Wrong side. Yeah.
Man's from Iowa. He's corn-fed. So the Des Moines, Discraft Challenge, presented by True Bank.
Is it this year?
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
still
if
is.
Okay.
Again, I think it's a local bank. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
But we got a pretty good field, pretty full field on both the MPO and the FPO side. And in case you weren't here last time, Andy and I are going to pick 4 players on the FPO side and MPO side. And then we're going to add up their scores, and whoever has the lowest overall score wins. Last week you had to pick at least one person outside the top 10. To make it harder and more interesting, is we now have to pick at least one person outside the top 10 and at least one person outside the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could you pick all 4 players outside the top 20?
Yeah.
You absolutely could.
I just might do that.
But that would go against your "I'm not stupid" claim that you were making last time.
Well,
So
there's
that
evidence to the contrary.
there's been a little bit. So, and then also because one of your players DNF last. So what we do if a player DNFs is the lowest score that made the cash line. We add 4 strokes to that, and then that's what your player ends up with. So if the cash line is at -4, then your player would get even par. So that's how we're going to do that. So,
It's pretty hard to come back from that, but you know.
it is, well, which is why you need to make sure that you actually pick players that are going to make the cut. That's part of the I'm not stupid is you know how to pick people who are going to make the cut. Okay, so let's go with, and by the way, as we're doing this, go ahead and put your picks down in there. And I think at some point this year, if people put their picks in, we'll give out prizes for people who actually beat us at the contest. So why don't we start with
their picks in? There's a lot of alliteration there.
that there is. So let's start with FPO, and let's let you go first.
Okay, no surprises. On Scoggins, once again,
Going back. Okay, she actually ended up finishing well. I think she was top 10. I can't remember exactly where she finished, or maybe it was 12th. It was anyway. It was close.
Yeah.
So she would have gotten you points this past weekend. My number one, and again I said it last time. Anytime there's a contest and she's in the field, I'm taking Kristen Lott. Even if we talked about doing this based on having a salary cap and giving, I'm still taking her. Even if that means I have to take 3 scrubs, I'm always taking Kristen Lott. So that's my first pick.
Okay. Second, Ella Hansen. It's
interesting.
She's due. I'm feeling her momentum. I think she learned a few things this week, and
Interesting. She did not make my my short list, but she does have a 2, 4, 6, 8, a 10th place finish in 2023. I don't see her on the list for last year, but I'm actually going to save my second pick for last because it's going to be a trivia question for you. So I'll go with my pick that's outside the top 10. She's actually outside the top 20. I went with her last week. I'm going back to the well because I like her. I think she's good. I think she'll play well here. She has a 5th and a 12th here already. Although she is carrying around a baby now. Well, outside the womb. I'm going back to Kat Allen. Kat Allen is my second pick. She's ranked 23rd. Oh, by the way, we're using the Statmando official rankings for this. So she is 23rd in Statmando's official rankings.
all right. So if she keeps this up, I might not be able to pick her for outside the top 10
Uh-oh.
next time. Valerie Mandujano.
Valerie's playing well.
So,
She's
yeah.
smashing. And again, she has played well here. She finished 6th in 2023. She finished, looks like about 12th in 2022. So she's got some history here.
It's all about recent momentum.
And she is playing well so far. So my next pick, and this is, again, another one that's not in the top. Ken Allen's not in the top 20. My next pick's not in the top 20 either.
Oh man, this is going to be an easy week for him.
But well, wait till you hear this. Of the last 3 years that she's played, she did not play in 2023. She's finished top 15 each time. And last year, she finished. Looks like she finished 10th. And so I count on her to pull it out again because she's playing well. And that's Jessica Weiss.
Oh, okay.
So she's finished.
She doesn't
tied,
get a name called that often.
She doesn't, but she finished tied 13th last year, tied 15th in 2022, and hit second place in 2021. I think Missy Gannon won it in 2021.
Yeah.
By the way, no Des Moines Challenge in 2020. In 2019, there was a Des Moines Challenge, but it was an A tier. Any idea who won that? You have no idea.
No.
Sarah Gilpin.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay,
fun
yeah.
fact. Okay. And your last. So far you have Own,
Uh-huh.
you have Valerie Mandojano, and you have Ella Hansen, and your
Yeah.
fourth pick is
Eliezra Midling.
oh, interesting.
so,
She
yeah.
was on my short list.
Mhm.
She finished second here last year,
Mhm.
and I think she has another top 10, or maybe not. Maybe it was just second last year. But she was on the short list. The only thing I didn't go with her is because if you look at the power rankings, so the official rankings are over the last 24 months. Power rankings, I think, are over the last 15 weeks. And Eliezra, unfortunately, has been dropping in the last 15 weeks. So I had to cross her off the list.
Which means she's due.
Well, I mean, it definitely differentiates you from me, because I did not pick her. Now, I've gone with Kristen Lott, I've gone with Jessica Weiss, and I've gone with Kat Allen. Now, here's a trivia question for you. I'm
Okay.
surprised, I'm quite frankly, I'm glad you didn't pick this person. Only one person in the last 4 years of this tournament in FPO finished in the top 10 each year. Now think back over the research that you did. Who is the only person, put in the comments if you think you know who it is. Tell me if anybody types any names in there, producer. See if they get it right. Only one person finished in the top 10 each of the last 4 years.
So
And
it
Weiss
wouldn't
is
be
not
Paige,
Weiss because she didn't play. Not Paige.
Because she was
She-
out last. I don't think she was in last year.
She hasn't finished in the top 10, not last year, but she did, I think, in 2023.
Yeah. Katrina Allen.
We have a couple of guesses.
Oh, who are the guesses?
Evelina and Paige.
No, it's neither one of those.
No.
I'll give you all a clue. Sponsored by Innova.
Own Scoggins.
Haley King.
Not Own, not Haley. She's not sponsored by Innova anymore. You give up?
Let's see.
My fourth golfer
Cat Merch.
is Kat Merch.
Yeah.
Top 10 each of the last 4 years. And she's on the ascent. She's playing well so far this year. So that's my fourth disc golfer. And
Get you a stingray.
And again, I don't have a next gen thingamajig account, but if I did, I'd probably get pretty good odds on Kat Merch, and that's probably who I'd put money on. So, okay, so that's FPO. Now let's go MPO. I'm afraid I don't. Well, we might have some overlap. I think we're going to have a lot of or maybe not. Again, our fourth golfer probably is not. I'll go first. In much the same way that I'll always pick Kristen Lott, I'll always pick Gannon Buhr, especially in his own home state of Iowa. I'm taking Gannon Buhr. He has finished, he was third last year, won it in 23, finished 14th in 22, and finished 12th or around there in 2021. So he's always in the money.
But he was just a little kid.
He
then.
was. He was like 12. I don't know. So no brainer. My first pick is Gannon Buhr.
Yeah. Yeah. Home state, home course advantage. I picked Gannon Buhr.
So you wised up,
I-
and you took
yes.
Gannon Buhr as well.
So
Okay.
if for no other reason than to just cancel out yours.
Okay, now my next pick, and again, you probably picked him as well. Won the tournament last year. Finished 13th in 2022. Did not finish in the top 15 in 2023. And I can't remember if he even played it in 2021. But again, guy who's playing well. I'm going to swallow my pride and the fact that I still am not comfortable with his putting. And I'm going with Anthony Barella as my second pick.
So I was kind of tossed two into this next one, but to differentiate, I'm going to take Anthony Barella.
You don't have to.
I had him
I think we can differentiate
as,
further down.
as an option,
Okay.
but
Bold move.
I'm going to go with Isaac Robinson.
Let's see if it works out. Isaac has played well out here.
Yeah.
I think he has a second place finish in 2023, and he finished 13th last year. So yeah, he has played well here. And again, it's smart. He's playing well. He won another major. He won Champions Cup. So playing well. Now my outside the top 10 pick, going back to the well. This guy was actually the final round leader in 2022. He's cashed here every time he's played here. He's played here each of the last 3 years. I'm going with Team Eat Street's very own Evan F. Smith.
What's the F stand for?
I have no idea. I don't even know if that's his middle initial. If I don't know, they get an F. So, but no, Evan is my third pick. I think. So he just played in the Go Throw tournament at the place in Minnesota, the Majestic, and shot the hot round the second day. Ended up on lead card. Didn't play as well on the last day, but I think he still finished fifth, something like that. So he has a week of practice under his belt. He likes the way his game is dialed in. His putting was on point the whole tournament at the Majestic. And again, that's the thing that he loves the most about his own game is his putting. So I think we're going to see a return to the lead card for Evan Smith here in Indianola.
Yeah. So my pick is.
Oh, by the way, he's 12th in Statmando's
Yeah.
standings.
My pick is pretty much a lock, sitting outside of the top 10, but is gonna go in any day now. And that is also Evan Smith.
Oh, okay. I was thinking-
Yeah, he's sitting there
Who else
at
could it be?
12th, and he's got all the momentum in the world.
He does. Obviously we pull for Evan. We like him. We know him. He's a good kid. We really like his wife, Gracie. She's wonderful. Both of their families are wonderful. We know their families.
I've got friends of mine whose kids were in his, he was a camp counselor for a while.
Oh, right.
And they said, they went home one day to their parents and said, I want Evan pants. It's just the kind of pants that Evan wears.
Interesting.
It became, so they had to go shopping that night.
We need to
find Evan
need
pants.
to find out what Evan pants are, and maybe we'll carry them
I
here in
think
the
they're
shop.
like duck heads, kind of,
Oh,
just
I got duck head.
khaki shorts.
By the way, we should note that Evan went to the same high school as somebody who's standing in this very room. And I didn't go to high school here. So they went to the same high school as Andy over there in Raleigh.
There you go.
But having all said all those nice things about Evan, he's a great player. I mean, he's one of only 10 or 11 people who are ranked over 1040. So and again, he plays well here. So really excited about that. Okay, so I have Buhr, Barella, and Evan. You have Buhr, Isaac, and Evan. So my next player, who's outside of the top 20, he's actually ranked according to Statmando's official rankings 22nd, and he's played well here. He was looks like he had a 12th place finish in 2023. But he's playing well this year. I think that's the only top 15 he's had out there. But he's playing well so far this year. I think his game suits the course in Indianola very well, and that's Corey Ellis.
Yeah. I was
Corey
looking at
Ellis is my. No, there are a couple other people that I did get. Well, let me let you give your fourth pick, and then I'll tell you what other people I considered.
I'm gonna dig just a skosh deeper
Okay.
and give somebody who's not necessarily home but adjacent.
Okay, well, that could be a couple people.
Yeah.
Is it
So-
somebody you picked last time?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay, so it's not Kyle Klein from Wisconsin.
No.
Adjacent. Is there somebody from Kansas?
No.
Okay, well, I'll stop guessing
Well-
because I don't know.
Not necessarily adjacent. Well,
Oh.
yeah, it's
So you're framing
Colorado.
me. Oh,
Joel Freeman.
oh, okay. I was thinking you were going to go Eagle McMahon, but yeah, Joel also.
Yeah, Eagle, but I think Eagle's 11.
Good
10 or
pull.
11.
Oh,
So,
okay, fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pull. He actually he finished. Let's see, I had him in my notes. He finished 5th back in 2022. He did not make my final list though, but it's a good pull because again he can
He's
always
consistent.
he can always eke his way into a T15 quietly and you don't even know
Yeah.
about it.
So when Ellis goes off and just starts throwing things out of bounds,
Oh,
Joel's gonna just keep hitting fairways.
that's not going to happen. So a couple other people, I don't know if they were on your short list, but a couple of people that were on my short list but didn't make the cut. Mason Ford always
Not on
plays
my
well
list.
here. Gavin Rathbun, he
Oh,
finished
he's-
like 10th last year, and then he had another top 15. I can't remember. It was in 2021. So he normally plays well here. So he was on the short list. I flirted with not picking Anthony Barella and going with my boy Vinny, but Barella just has the results here. I mean, Heimberg's played well here too, but and plus Heimberg's one of those guys where he'll just tank one round and then go 15 down the next round and end up in that 15 to 12. And I think Barella is going to be top 5. So I can't guarantee that that Vinny's going to be top 5. So those
Then
three.
he'll be in the meat of that bell curve.
Those
Probably
that's right. On the
higher
right
edge,
side, yeah.
but yeah.
Isaac also is in the short list, but I just again, when you're looking at people in the top 10, I can't go with. You can't go Barella. There's not much, just not enough room. The list is not big enough. Okay, so my 4 are Buhr, Barella, Evan, and Corey Ellis. Your 4 are Buhr, Isaac Robinson, Joel Freeman, and don't tell me. Tell me.
Evan Smith.
Evan Smith. Okay,
So it really comes down to how those two that we differentiate.
that's right. So put your for both MPO and FPO in the comments. I'll try to keep track of it, and I'll give shout outs to anybody who actually ends up beating us. Again, it's aggregate score, so I know some people do it differently. There's salary caps. Some people do it based on you get so many points depending on where they are in the rankings, but that's just how we're doing it for now. So yeah, so that's the Discmania challenge. I think I called it the Discraft challenge earlier. It's the Discmania challenge.
It is.
My fault. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some things that are new in the shop. We have one thing that actually released today that Andy is going to show you right now. It's the first disc in the Creator Series, the Discmania Creator Series with Gannon Buhr. It's his Glacier. And there's the...
Slow moving glacier.
I do like the fact that everybody knows that Gannon takes a little bit of time
Yeah.
out on the course. He's definitely going to have to use that 30, 45, 30. He'll probably be called on it more than anybody else. But I love how they leaned into it and just named his disc the Glacier. I think you said that the next one should be called the Snail.
Yeah. So this one I noticed, it doesn't have a bead, but it's pretty close to feeling like a bead. It's a smooth transition into what if you were grabbing a Rock 3 or something would be a bead. But
Yeah,
this one-
we had somebody who actually throws a lot of Discmania. He said to him it feels like, I think he said it feels like a splice, but it's a 5502, so it's not going to be
Yeah.
nearly as stable as a splice. But I think you're right. I think it does have sort of a Rock 3 feel to it. You and I both like the Rock 3, just without the bead. So that's available. It's in the shop now. It's online. So go out there, check that out. The other thing that we got new is, speaking of beads, the new beaded putter from Kastaplast that they have affectionately called the Tuff.
Tough.
So
Only
we have
in K3.
a K3 and K3 hard. For some reason they did it in K1, but We do have these first run mints, so those are limited edition. So if you want one of those, make sure you grab those. It is I think it's something like 3302,
3402, yeah.
Yeah, so
Which feels like it would be a thrower, but they don't make it in the.
they don't
K1
make it in the
plastic.
K1. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Yeah,
Probably.
that's right. So at the very least, come in, pick it up, feel it. If you like K3 plastic, I putt with K3 plastic. But maybe the Tuff will be your next putter. You never know.
Maybe it will.
So
Spelled Tuff.
TUFF,
Because
and
four letters.
because all of their names are 4 letters, and Tuff means something. And I think it actually means sort of what the word we think of as tough. They just spell it different. We also have this new
The
puppy.
Wessel, as
That's
from Star Trek.
the Wex Wessel.
The
The,
American nuclear sea vessel.
okay.
Yes.
That's you're too nerdy for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty nerdy.
So this is the new disc from Thought Space Athletics. It's called the Vessel. It's made in what's now called their Vex plastic, because now it's being made by Discmania. And this basically, if you remember a couple years ago, there was a zone battle that they had where they were going to put a groove top on top of a zone, and this is the one that lost. So I think this is the Ringer GT top,
yeah.
because I think the Banger is the one that won. So basically what they did is Discraft just repurposed it, and because, what's his name?
James Proctor.
James Proctor was looking for a stable approach disc, which Thought Space did not have. And so they said, hey, Discraft said, we have this old thing laying around that didn't win the battle. How about we use that? And James said, I love it. So that is the James Proctor Vessel and Vex plastic. That's available here at the shop. Then we have a couple of editions from Latitude 64. These are two probably veteran molds, but as far as I know, they've never made it in optoplastic before. So these are two 6-speeds, the Trident and the Core.
Couldn't feel any more different on the profile for 6 speeds. Their similarities end kind of
After their speed.
after their speed.
Yeah,
yes.
so I think the Trident is one that's a little bit more overstable. I think it's a 0.3 or a minus 0.53. And the Core is a little bit more of a straight shooter. It's kind of like, it's like a faster Mako 3. It was like a Crave, you would say. It's a 6-speed with like a minus 0.5.
This one feels
and a
more
one
like a
fade.
Crave. This one probably flies more like a Crave.
Yeah.
A
So
little deeper than a Crave.
So those are available in optoplastic. And Latitude 64 has now come out with a new plastic. I call it the first premium base plastic. They call it Zero Pro plastic.
Does feel good.
So this is their Zero plastic, and they started out making it in these two discs,
Pure.
the Pure and the Hope. And we were supposed to get some. Unfortunately, they sent us too much of one of those. We're going to get the Peak in the Zero Pro as well. But this is they say it's probably the most durable base plastic in the business. So again, if you're using this as a putter, to me it feels kind of like the old Cam Todd KT plastic that Discraft had, the stiff plastic. That's kind of what it feels like, but it still has a little bit of gumminess to it, so it's not like it's slick. So again, if you just want to come into the shop, pick this up, feel it. It's different than any plastic. Again, I think it's a premium base plastic. Latitude 64 says that it's more durable than any other base plastic out there. So kind of cool. Check those out. And then, if you're a lumberjack at heart,
I love to hit trees.
well, since you like hitting trees so much, Innova said, why don't we just go ahead and make a disc out of wood?
Yeah.
And
Let's
so
give it a shot.
it's returning to its roots. These are AVR putters made in the R Pro wood plastic.
They smell woody.
And I was going to say, if you give it a sniff.
Oh, I sniff it.
Here.
I sniff all my discs.
Can you all smell it? Can you smell that? It literally smells like your old shop class.
Yeah.
Your woodworking shop
when
class.
you open up the bandsaw.
And the sawdust comes out.
Yeah, that's slightly burned along where it piled up.
That's right. And this is, and it feels like a grittier R Pro because there is wood dendritis that's actually put into the plastic. So
Yes.
again, next time you're in the shop, just make sure you come by and pick one of these up. They'll be over the new release wall.
It's softer than I thought it would be.
It's again, it's R-Pro plastic, but it has sort of that almost little bit of a grittiness feel to it. So check that out. Pretty cool. And I think that's it. Anything else that we need to talk about? Producer.
Flex Friday,
We
Burlington.
do have
this Friday.
flexes this Friday. It's Cedar Hills in Raleigh, and we also have one at Garden Grove, which is over in Pleasant Garden, North Carolina, which is near Burlington. So it's right outside Burlington, so not hard to find. So if you got nothing to do with Friday, we'd love to see you out at the Flex. I think we do have a big surprise coming.
We do.
We can't mention it.
Some people might have seen some.
Some people might have seen something or heard of something,
Yeah.
but there's big news coming to Yeet Street that we're excited about. We've been working on it for a while. Our lovely and talented producer has been beating me over the head saying, hurry up and get this stuff in. And it's finally coming in, and once we get it all ready and we get it all at a point where you can actually, our customers can do something with it, we'll let you all know. But we're pretty excited about it. It's a I don't want to say it's a big change, but it's a change.
Yeah.
It's an addition
Yeah.
that makes sense for what we're trying to do here. So we're a little bit excited about that. So be on the lookout in the next couple weeks for some news about that. A new graphic has been designed that I kind of did. I put together a Franken graphic of, but I think it looks pretty cool. Again, the boss lady likes it, so I know then if she gives me the okay, then I know it's
Yeah.
good. So we're excited about that. So be on the lookout for that. Any other comments that people have made that we need to reply to? Any questions?
I'm having trouble with the new format.
Okay,
so I
we
can't
don't
tell
want to
ya.
hear you're having trouble. Just
I
say no.
can't
That
tell
sounds like
you.
an
There-
excuse.
Yeah,
There are
just say no.
comments, they are, no,
Okay.
nobody has said
Okay.
anything.
Just say no. There's no comments. They don't need to see the dirty underbelly of what we're doing. This went so well in rehearsal right
I-
before this.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's.
They flash and then they go away, and I
So,
don't know how to.
well, anyways, so if you ever miss our live version on Facebook, obviously these are going to be posted on our, not Facebook, on YouTube. These are going to be posted on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and watch it. And again, as long as you watch it before the tournament starts, get your picks down in there, and we'll keep track and see if there are any prognosticators out there that can beat you and me.
Prognosticators.
And,
I doubt it.
So, well, you never know. Somebody, somebody might get lucky.
So,
Somebody might
yeah.
pull a Mason Ford into their foursome, and he ends up winning it, and all of a sudden we're the ones that look like dolts.
I'll be honest. I was considering setting up a data warehouse of this is very nerdy, of all the historic.
Well, I can do you one better.
Stuff. And then I could do my own.
I can do you one better.
statistics and-
Why don't you just use AI? Say, hey AI, tell me what 4 players I need to pick at the Discmania Challenge based on the results of the
You know what?
Challenge over the last 4 years.
We should do that. Let's.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do
and
it.
then we'll put that in as a third option.
I will post it on our socials and let everybody know. And then, yeah, so then we'll see who wins. Me, you, AI, or one of our
Yeah.
Loyal fans.
So yeah, I'll endeavor to do that. Matter of fact, I'll use a couple of different ones,
Okay.
and we'll see. That should be interesting. And if it works, then we're out of a job.
Yeah. So we'll just set up a computer screen here.
That's right. And say,
We'll just type in
okay, here are your
questions.
4 picks. Boop, 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 boop. And then boom, it'll produce the results. All right. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday on YouTube Live. If you wouldn't mind, make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and you have notifications turned on so that when we do go live, you go ahead and we'll be able to do that. Andy's going to go ahead and turn us
I
off
think you
here,
just push the X.
and we'll
Okay.
just
There's
see
an
you
X.
next week.
Yeah,
Take
right
care.
there.
Is it off? You got it?
Or maybe.
So